Hello and welcome to another episode of Focus on Tomorrow. Focus on Tomorrow is a nonprofit organization located in Chicago, Illinois. You could also contact us at focusontomorrow.org. You could also email us at focusontomorrow.org.
Yeah.
Today, my guest is Uriel. How are you?
What's going on, Bakr, man? You alright, man? Your voice is a little sick, right?
Yeah, it's cold outside.
It is a little cold outside, but it's alright. It's gonna be a really, really good day. It's gonna be a good interview, and let's have some fun with it. So, what's the first headliner that we have?
All right, let's talk about the cash bail system has increasingly come under fire nationally, and in Chicago as a form of discrimination. They say that a bail system leaves mandatory defense standard in jails for months as they evaded trials for non-violent offense. The bail system was designed to ensure that defenders don't flee before trial, but Certic says that judges in the deciding of amount of cash bail don't always know any important details. How much money a defender can raise. Sheriff Tom Dart, what's his name? Sheriff Tom Dart, is calling for an end of the state cash bail system.
Okay.
Just a day before Cook County Board has scheduled a hearing to overhead. How does the county set bond? Is it a good idea?
Man, to set bond for someone, because I mean, you're saying that people are locked up for months because they don't have the money to raise it, right?
Yeah.
So they're stuck in there for months, especially minorities, right? Within the way.
Yeah.
And how I feel about the cash bond. The cash bond's been going on forever now, right? For as long as I can remember.
Yeah.
So I mean, how I feel about it, I think it's good for give people an opportunity to just bail out whatever kind of situation they have. But at the same time, it's also bad, of course, as they were saying, because some people are poor, some people are broken, some people don't have the money for any kind of cash bonds to bail out. So when their bond is super duper duper huge and they can't get out of there, it leaves them stuck in there for months, and it kind of sucks. It kind of sucks. They have no way. They have no concept of communications. They have no access to lawyers, and they have no money for any of that. So it's like they have no possible way of trying to beat the case or trying to better themselves for the situation that they have. So what I think of it, I think they should do a rule on it. I think they should look into it, but try to find ways to make it a little better for people, especially for minorities. But I mean, that's going to be really hard considering that we live in a society, especially in the United States, where our incarceration is the most out of the whole world. So it's like, how does that justify everything, and how does that work for certain states? And that, I mean, of course, it's going to be around the whole city of Chicago, but around the whole other nations, there's different rules prior to what they do. So in Chicago, I really, really believe that they should really, really look into it, and they should really try to find ways and trying to find solutions for them to basically improve on things and to basically make things a little better and situations a little more appealing to the defendant. Whatever situation they have, because I mean, think about it. I mean, you go to jail, right? And they tell you your bail is going to be $10,000, but for a fact you didn't do anything wrong, and you're innocent, and you just need $10,000 to get out. I mean, do you have those $10,000 to get out?
Obviously not.
I mean, exactly. I mean, what do you feel about it personally?
Yeah, I think it's not. It's really not a good idea. And yeah.
Exactly, it's not a good idea. So it's my thing is they should really find a solution to make things a little more better, and to make things just have better solutions for people, and to just know that the incarceration that's going on in the U.S., especially Chicago, is just insane. It's nuts.
You probably should get more into the details like that.
Yeah, it's not fair, because I mean, people are getting locked up for petty crimes, and it's like a lot of these petty crimes are just dosing up the prices for them just to bail out. I mean, for example, all these kinds of weed crimes, you know what I mean? Like for marijuana, I mean, personally, I think marijuana is great for people who want to use it medicinally and, medically. So it's it's a harmful drug, I believe. Well, it's not even a drug. It's a harmful plant, actually. It's not even a drug at all. It's a plant. It's a harmful plant. So it's for people who are locked up for those kind of petty crimes, and their bail is just freaking huge and huge and huge, and they have nothing to get the money, it's just sad, man. It's just sad, because a lot of these people are really innocent. A lot of these people really just want to better themselves with things, and they just want to, get out of that situation. So I truly believe that they should find some kind of solution for cash bail.
All right. A Chicago pastor is doing his part to spread holiday cheer inside a small urban Gresham store from church. Big things are happening thanks to Pastor Ketia Smith and his team volunteering.
Okay.
He's behind a campaign to make no child in his community goes without a Christmas gift, but to reach his goal, helping thousands of families, he needs your help. So for the 6th year, Pastor Smith and Another Chance Church are giving Chicago area families another chance at holiday cheers with the Operation Cover Chicago Toy Drive. How important is it to help family during these season?
Like during the holiday seasons, I think it's super, 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 super duper duper important to help families out around the situation. Considering it's the holidays, it's cold, and I think when it comes to the holidays around this time, people have like this sort of soft spot for them. People have this sort of like happiness that they have that we just want to help someone. I think it's great. I think it's great helping out people and getting everyone involved and just giving them a Christmas. A lot of people don't have the opportunity like we have. A lot of people don't have the luxuries as other kids do of getting presents every year, and having a nice warm house and having a great meal with a great family. A lot of kids don't have that. A lot of kids don't have that, and I've been a witness of it personally. I know a lot of friends that didn't really have too much. They didn't have a family. They didn't have the type of stuff that I would have. So I would personally invite them over to my house, and I would give them the luxury that I have. It's not much. I'm not saying that I have a Beamer and I have a huge house, but I do have a house, I do have a room, and I do have all kinds of stuff that just could entertain them and just give them the slightest bit of happiness. So what they're doing with the toy drive, it's great. It's been going on for years. Every kid deserves a toy, man. Every kid deserves some kind of enjoyment, some kind of happiness. It's just a sad time now, man. A lot of people don't really have the holiday cheer no more. A lot of people don't really have the happiness as they used to have. A lot of people don't have the love. A lot of people are not giving the type of love that a lot of these kids need. So, the fact that the pastor's doing that as a toy drive just to get the whole community involved and make sure that everyone in the neighborhood is having a Christmas, I think is genius. And I believe that what he's doing, every neighborhood should really do it. Whether if it's even the rich neighborhood or if it's even the poorest neighborhood, I think every neighborhood, every child, every family should have some kind of Christmas, some kind of toy drive, and just a better society. And when you do some stuff like that, it makes you feel good. It makes you feel great. It makes you feel like, it just makes you feel like you just helped someone in the world. And it makes you feel like you've done something to just make someone happy. And for a kid to have a Christmas, man, I'm all for it. I pray that everyone in this world is happy this year coming up in Christmas, and I believe that they find their joy and they find their core. And just know that, the toy drive that's going on is amazing. What do you think about the toy drive? What do you think about kids having a Christmas?
Well, yeah, every little kid, or especially like a little kid that doesn't always get a Christmas gift, should get a Christmas gift, because it's their opportunity to smile, and you don't get that every day, especially on a Christmas day where almost New Year's coming and it's snowing outside with a lot of trees, a lot of people celebrating, and yeah, the kid needs to smile. So I guess
Yeah, man. Everyone needs to smile, right? We need to smile. So we need to smile one day. So definitely, I would definitely think that this toy drive that's going on, I recommend everyone doing that. And if you have any kind of old toys or if you have something just to give back to people, try your best just to do it. You know what I mean? Try your best. If you have some kind of happiness, try to share it. Try to share that love. If you have something that's going to benefit other people and you have an opportunity to do it, I say you do it, just like the pastor was doing. The fact that he was a pastor. I know for a fact that if I ever have an opportunity to help out people, in which I am, I'm helping out with kids, but if I ever have an opportunity to help out people for Toys for Tots and toy drives, I would definitely do that. You know what I mean? And I'm actually planning on doing it this year, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, now that I'm going over this question, I really, really do want to get involved with it, and I think I'm going to actually call up the pastor and see exactly how he does it, because, I want to reflect that in my neighborhood. A lot of kids in my neighborhood in Bryant Park, being in Bryant Park, of course, is really dangerous. A lot of shootings and stuff, a lot of gang activity, a lot of kids out there, they don't really have they don't really have that kind of views of like happiness. You know, all they see is just the banging. You know, all they see is just the violence. All they see is just the other side of things that, you know, they don't want to see. Of course, I mean, it's not their fault that they see it, but they're just accustomed to it. They're there every day. They see it. They see the violence. They see what's going on. So I think the opportunity to do that, I think, is great. And I think that every neighborhood should really look into it, and they should really do it.
Yeah, it's a shopping season. Bless you.
Thank you.
It's a shopping season, and wearing the brand is more likely to help get you a job in a store than experience.
Mm-hmm.
That because retailing are looking enthusiasm that will persuade customers to spend and help reduce the impact of online competition. Hiring managers is the United States said they are looking for candidates who are regularly wearing company products or had knowledge of them. Retailer wants to bring customers into stores rather than have them online because it is easier for encourage purchase of other items and they eliminate shipping costs. It is uphill struggles as customers increasingly opt for the convenience and comfort that online shopping provides. Sale at stores on Thanksgiving days and Black Friday fell from last year, while internet sales rose in double digits percentage. Is this hiring strategy a good one?
Oh man, hiring someone based off like for them wearing the brand and not having any kind of experience, I personally think is bad. I mean, because one thing I think when it comes to sales and when it comes to you being a manager, you know, it's not just about, you know, wearing the brand. Like, you have to be qualified for it, you know, and I think that's kind of bad for it. I mean, I think everyone must be qualified for it. If you're not, be a manager and get double the money because you just wear the brand and you're just happy about it. Because anyone could do that. You know what I mean? I got Jordans. Doesn't mean because I wear a lot of Jordans I should be working for the Jordan team or I should be customizing my own Jordan. You got to know the history of it. You know what I mean? You got to be qualified for those type of things. And you have to be...
Yeah, you can't judge from the looks.
Yeah, exactly. You can't just judge from the looks. You know what I mean? And honestly, like, that's one thing right there. And, like, one thing, too, is, like, you know, going back to what you were saying, how the Black Friday numbers, sale numbers actually went down. I think that's great. You know what I mean? I think that's beautiful. I mean, why would you want to go out there and buy something that's going to be like, that's only $15 less? And not only that, but the reason why they're just selling it is because they're just getting rid of the old stuff and just putting in new stuff. So it's like, dude, like, you're going to buy this stuff on Black Friday, but 2 weeks from now, that new Xbox that you bought, there's another better version for it that's came out. So it's like, you're shopping for stuff that basically makes no sense. It makes no sense just shopping for it online, you know? And them paying for it online just to get the people who are paying online, buying stuff online, the reason why they're doing that is because it just makes things easier. You find things more online than you do in person.
You don't have to fight.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have to fight. You don't have to wait in line. You don't got to walk up there just to see if they have it. Because a lot of times these stores don't even have it, and that's their problem. That's the problem. You want customers, you want the consumer to come in, and you want them to come in and buy stuff, but it's like you don't have anything to offer them inside the store. And not only that, but, you know, you buying stuff from the store limits you to other things. You know what I mean? When I say limit, it means like I could buy this shirt. I could go to Urban Outfitters and I could get these 2 shirts, but when I went to Urban Outfitters and I got these 2 shirts, there's 25 different shirts that are the same thing. 25 of them are the same, so that means 25 other people have the opportunity to come in and get the same shirt that I have, you know, just because it's at the store. Whereas me going online, I has the same shirt online, but because it's online, it's a different color. They have different color options. They have different other options. Whereas me going to the store, I'm only limited to that one color or those 2 colors that they have just at the store. Whereas online, they have way more options. So it's understandable for a person to buy something online because they just have more options, and you just don't want to have the opportunity. You just don't want to do the extra work and just going up there and buying it yourself. I'm not saying that's a good thing. Of course, it's a bad thing because everyone wants to. I mean, ain't nothing better than the experience. You know what I mean? Than going somewhere and then buying the item, but.
Yeah.
You know, it's our fault. We created the internet. We created easier access for people to get things, and they created that for that reason, for people to get better access and quicker access to things and just to have things sent to their home. So now you're trying to make it a different market where you're trying to bring the consumers back in to get the experience. Why? Because the sales could go up. And no, I mean, I think that's false. I think what they should do is really stick to the online situation, what they're doing, because of course, as us as humans and as society as we are today in 2016, everyone uses social media. Everyone's on some kind of social media platform, so we get all our information there, even with clothes. So it's like if I see something that's online that's gonna be coming out, I have a better chance getting it online than me going to the store. I mean, think about like when they have all these, Yeezy Boost that's coming out, all these Kanye West shoes that are coming out. It's really, really famous, right? And it's really, really super, super hyped. Everyone that you could possibly think of fights for those kind of shoes. I don't know why, but it is because it's just a hype. You know what I mean? It's a hype that everyone just falls for and everyone's thirsty for. So people who are selling shoes, they're not gonna want to wait. People who try to get that kind of shoes or any kind of thing like that, I mean, a lot of them will wait. A lot of them are not gonna want to wait in line. They're gonna try to get their best bets and try to bid it online. You know what I mean? Not only that, but what's gonna happen when you try to go get a product from a store and it's not there no more? It's sold out. Your better chances of getting it from online than actually going to the store and doing it. And to hire someone just because they wear the brand a lot. So you're gonna hire me because I wear a lot of Nike, and you're gonna hire me at the store, whether I have no kind of experience at all, trying to sell it, or I have no kind of idea what Nike really is, where it come from. How does it sell? What sells? What's the new things that are coming out? You know what I mean? It's stuff like that you really got to take in consideration that involves more for the consumer. You know what I mean? You got to be educated and you got to know about your type of stuff that you're going to do. So if you're going to be, working at Jordan because you wear the brand so much, then you should be educated about Jordan really well. Same thing that goes on for anything. If you're going to be working at, T-Mobile or Verizon, then you should be educated to know how to sell. You should know how Verizon works, when it was created, what's the process of how to do it, how to activate a phone, all this type of stuff that you need just for the consumer to just make it better. And I think honestly that's what it takes. And for someone to just get hired to wear a brand, I think it's just stupid. I really just think it's stupid. I think it takes a lot more than just wearing a brand. It takes experience. It takes knowing the type of skill. It takes skill, honestly. Because not only just wearing a brand is, good, but just gotta know how to wear it. You gotta be skilled for that type of stuff. So, I don't know. I personally think that they shouldn't be doing that, but if that's a way that they're gonna try to market to get more consumers to come in, I believe they should try different ways of trying to get people in. Buy some food, and honestly, that's what's really killing a lot of people right now. A lot of these big major companies, they're trying to find a way to bring the consumers in. And they can't do that because, for one, they're getting outnumbered by so many other boutiques and little clothing lines and little things that reflect to them and they connect with, And the way they market their stuff is just really, really great. Yeah. So I think that's the reason why a lot of these companies are just wearing all these type of brands. And honestly, like the boutiques be doing that. If I wear a streetwear brand a lot, that must mean I must know a lot about it. I must be a big fan about it. So people are gonna come to me saying, "Oh, this guy wears Leaders. This guy wears a lot of Juggernaut." And it makes me look like, "Oh yeah, I know a lot about them, and I'm qualified for them." And what street brands happen to do is they just took that aspect of just hyping it up really good, in a simple way and an easy way for people to understand, and it just takes away the consumers and it takes away the people, it takes away the big companies, and it's easy to get people to consume because the platform that they use is much easier and it's an easy platform for just people to look at. So I think for bigger companies if they want people to come in, they really need to basically just find a way to just promote it, find a way to market it. That's always been happening forever, for as long as we know. People try to market it, but I think that's just the best way to do it.
Yeah. Let's move on. Talk about lottery tickets.
Oh,
yeah, so a couple of weeks ago, a lottery ticket sold in Tennessee had the winning number of 421 million Powerball jackpot, one of the biggest records. All right, we got a caller.
Let's see what's the question. Caller, you have a question?
You have a question?
Yes. How you do, guys? The fellow with the T-shirt knows what he talks about. You go to the stores today, they don't speak your language. I'm Mexican American, and I go into some Hispanic stores, and they don't speak Spanish.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's for everybody. It's just not for anybody. It's for everybody to know what they're talking about. But I was wondering if you guys would give a break to maybe some veterans who've come back, wounded or whatever it is, and give them a job and treat them on the job training like it is in the service. You're on the job sometimes, train. And I was wondering if you guys would do that. Put a word out for that. Thank you, fellas. Great show.
Oh.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Yeah, I think what you're saying, I think it is for everyone, and I totally agree with you 100%. And going back to the veterans, I think for especially for a man like you and for us veterans, you guys deserve all the credit in the world. You guys deserve everything, and if there's opportunities for you guys to get involved in this type of stuff, then yeah, of course. For any kind of jobs, we guys focus on tomorrow, whatever company we have, we don't necessarily bring out jobs, but there's stuff out there to help you guys out, to help any kind of veterans out. So, honestly, it's all about confidence, and it's all about just realizing that there's stuff out there, there's resources out there for you, and, people shouldn't take any kind of veterans or anything else just for granted. And we thank you, sir, for calling us, and we thank you for, your voice and your opinion, because you are totally right, and I agree with you 100%, and definitely I believe that, everyone has the opportunity to do it, whether you speak different language or you don't. Culture is everywhere, and inspiration is just everywhere. And thank you for calling. Appreciate it.
All right, so back to the lottery ticket.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the biggest record, 421 million Powerball jackpot. Let's just move on to the question. What would you do with this money?
What would I do with 428 million?
Yeah, that's such a amount of money.
That is a lot of money. Well, first of all, if I had 428 million, half of that will go to the United States. So I would probably get a little bit over 200 million. So maybe if I get 200 million, I don't know. I would do a lot. First things first, I believe I wouldn't even tell no one that I would. I wouldn't even tell no one. I got to keep it discreet. I have to walk around and just act like I'm not a millionaire. I'm not making 8 figures. So that's the first thing I would do, is just try to keep it as secret as possible, even though it's probably going to be hard. Second thing is, I will definitely hire security for myself. Just for safety reasons, you know what I'm saying? And then third of all, I think what I would do with that money is basically set up my family, set up myself for the future. Definitely buy a house. That's gonna set me up right. Definitely put some savings away for my children, put some savings away for myself, go to school. And what I would try to do is, with all that money, I would definitely try my best to triple it. Yeah. So you're gonna give me 200 million. I'm gonna try my best to make 800 million. And I'm gonna invest into it, and I'm gonna do good with it. And I would personally think that I would just, I would give back, definitely. We all say we will give back, and I see a lot of people won't, but I personally will. I will definitely try to make some schools, definitely try to make some more programs. I'll do all that.
But if you ask me that question, what would I do with all this amount of money? I would love to donate. I always wanted to do that. And that's my dream. I feel so happy. I get a smile on my face after I donate, and I would love to do that. That's my perspective.
Yeah, man. Not only that, but help the veterans out. Help the veterans out. Help out the people who did something for this country, who benefited out of this world, and just show them the appreciation that people don't. A lot of the times, you get all these people that dedicated themselves to better other people, and we just forget about them. We just throw them in the dust. You know what I'm saying? So
even though they're the heroes.
So definitely, I'll definitely try to help out the world.
The Chicago Bulls suspended guard Rajon Rondo for the game context, detrimental to the teams. Let's get on to the question. Is it normal for a player emotional run up in the game?
Man. I think going back to the Bulls, Rajon Rondo. he had his altercation. He had plenty of altercations within his time. You got to understand, Rajon Rondo is that kind of player, and he's gonna do those kind of things. So picking up Rajon Rondo, last year he got suspended for 1 game. The year before that he got suspended again. The year before that one he got suspended for a couple of games for just all kinds of misconduct. So I think when it comes to picking up Rajon Rondo and his attitude for getting suspended, that's what comes with the package. A lot of emotions build up on NBA players. He's an NBA champion. Obviously he has some kind of some kind of bubbles going on obviously some kind of bubble happened within the last 48 hours. So him getting suspended is no problem. He'll pick it back up. He'll get back on the court, and we're ready to win the championship.
All right. Any last thing you would like to say?
Any last thing to say is basically be happy. try your best to be happy. Wake up in the morning, just smile, just know that you woke up, and yeah, love yourself.
Alright, Focus on Tomorrow is a non-profit organization located in Chicago, Illinois. You could contact us at focusontomorrow.org. You could also email us at focusontomorrow.org. I would like to thank my guest, Uriel.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys next time.
Next time.